Bronze medal match in women's singles and wheelchair tennis. WANG Ziying of the People's Republic of China faces Aniek van KOOT of the Netherlands.
Yeah, great matchup. You see the number 3 seed Van KOOT coming in here, just coming up short against Kamiji in her semifinal match. Kamiji into the final against world number 1 Dita de Groot. And Aniek van KOOT pushed her hard, took her to 3 sets, and almost got over the top, but wasn't able to do it. And now she battles for bronze.
Spectators joining in. The session opening up. First baguette of the day.
Please welcome the Paralympic legend,
Chef de mission for France. Dazzling personality, dazzling player on the court. Really was something to see. A dynamic player with amazing skills, dynamic personality.
Waiting for the thundering of Le Kwaku. Beautiful.
Always know how to work a crowd, Michael, on or off a court. Really had a flair on the court, has a flair off the court. Remarkable, remarkable man. Great player.
Real French flair, introduced at the Olympic Games and carried on to the Paralympic Games. The coup de bâton to bring a session to order, commanding the attention of the crowd to the spectacle about to unfold here on the red clay at Suzanne-Lenglen, the Roland Garros complex. And here are the athletes who will be contesting this bronze medal match. This is WANG Ziying of the People's Republic of China.
She's had a great tournament. And I think she's going to be hungry for this bronze medal match. She was able to produce in the doubles in the bronze match.
the rackets? 2024 for Paris? Paris and the rackets? Paris. You receive? Have a good match.
Instructions in the coin toss conducted by chair umpire Joanna Gregorczyk of Poland, and the pre-match warm-up will begin.
We got a rare flip of the sides here. Most of the players just stay on their side oftentimes, just take the receiving or serving option. This time we got a flip-flop. And you can see the shadows, half-court shadow, half-court sun. That'll change as the day goes on here, and as the match continues, we'll get 50-50 and ultimately full sun.
Here is the path to this bronze medal match for WANG Ziying.
Not a lot of games played, really. I mean, you look at it, even in her loss to de Groot, she got it at 2-all in the first set, but then after that it was all de Groot. But prior to that, pretty one-way traffic for her. She had a nice breeze into that semifinal match, so she's been very efficient.
Her bid to become the first Chinese athlete to medal in women's singles. Reading her biography, started her athletic career as a swimmer, and then said a tennis coach identified me as a candidate to be a tennis player, and I found myself wondering, what's a tennis coach doing at the pool?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Great choice.
It doesn't exactly add up, but somebody you'd like to find out who that guy is. That talent identifier clearly knew what he was doing. He or she knew what they were doing, and here we have one of the top tennis players in the world now, coming in at number 5 in the world currently, her highest ranking ever in her career. So, well done, talent identifier.
Aniek van Koot's path to the bronze medal match.
Already defeated one of Wang's countrywomen there in the quarterfinals in a fairly contested match, but it was the match against Comegyi that went 3 sets. It's oh so close there for van Koot, booking passage into another final. She's been there before, having contested 2 of them in the past, having lost to countrywoman Esther Fagia and Jiska Guffion. 2012 Paralympics in London against Fagia, and the 2016 Paralympics in Rio against Guffion. Smooth left-hander.
3 minutes.
Big topspin off the forehand side, and exclusively and deadly slice off the backhand side. You know, one of the few players that really is only using a slice backhand. Most of the players in today's modern game are moving back and forth between the topspin backhand and the slice, but she is exclusively slice, but it is a thing of beauty. Carves up the court with that left-handed slice, down the line, cross-court, oftentimes really using the angle on that cross-court slice. That'll be on display today.
That's a great point, Paul, and even though she often doesn't play with topspin, that slice can often be almost like a dart. And so it's not just a backspin slice, but it's actually an attacking slice in a lot of cases.
Yeah, she really carves it. She can really drive it up the line, and she can carve it out wide on the cross courts. It's got a lot of action and continues to run off the court. She gets to the outside of that ball, and that thing has a lot of movement. Wang, pretty,
2 minutes.
not saying one-dimensional, but likes to flatten things out, likes to get after it, likes to punish the ball a little bit. So it'll be a battle of styles here today. A little less efficient mover. I think van Koot's a little bit more fluid, a little bit more technical on her movement. Wang a little bit more just strength-oriented.
Paul, as a coach, you know, it's very astute for you to pick these things up for our viewers. You know, the first move on receive and then the pivot of the chair, I mean, that can really be a difference maker, can't it?
Yeah, on the receiving end, it's that advantage that the players create with their mobility. And the server's kind of up against a little bit of a disadvantage because they're in that stationary position. And if that receiver gets that good strike and puts a ball to a good location to start the point, they typically start in control of the point, kind of fully reverse of the able-bodied game where the server typically dictates with the serve and puts themselves in control of the point. Here in wheelchair tennis, oftentimes it's the returner. And we'll see how that battle, which is always the biggest battle in all of tennis, whatever type of tennis you're playing, you've got to take care of the first 4 shots. Keep coming back to that analytics that says the importance of the first 4 shots, the return, or the serve, the return, and then what they call +1s on each one of those sides. Lengthy rallies, you might think that there's a ton of them, but surprisingly, it all boils down to about a 4.7 average shot rally. That's what the statistics say.
WANG Ziying won the toss and elected to
Paul, I know you're a big fan of capable left-handed players as well, so that variation from Van KOOT from the left-hand side can be a bit of a difference maker too. You're 15% of the population left-handed roughly. You're not seeing lefty players very often as a right-handed player.
Whenever I talk to left-handed players in person, I'm always quick to remind them, everybody hates you. It's nothing personal, but we as tennis players, we don't like you lefties. And then I follow up it because that sounds kind of tough. I say, because you're so good, because there's been so many historically great left-handed players in the sport of tennis. Van KOOT's certainly one of them.
So we've just about concluded our pre-match warm-ups, and the crowd is enthusiastically ready for this one by the sounds of things. 2 matches in our session, and there will be a French team later on in the men's doubles.
Looking forward to that, because the French crowds, when the French teams are participating, have been unreal. So I'm looking forward to that one, but we got to do this one first.
Women's singles bronze medal match. WANG Ziying won the coin toss.
And has been the case in many of the matchups elected to receive. The vast majority of players elect to receive. Keep an eye on the Van KOOT serve. Sometimes it can get a little squirrely for her. See how she comes out today.
Aniek Van KOOT of the Netherlands serving to open the women's singles bronze medal match. Best 2 out of 3 sets. Facing WANG Ziying of the People's Republic of China.
No better way to start a match when you're serving than to pump that first serve in there. Just really allows you to just feel good right out the gate.
Idea of the pace of these serves. Well, double fault. That'll level it up at 15.
Had the good start with the first serve on the first point, then followed it right up with the first double of the match.
Red clay baking in brilliant sunshine today in Paris as that first serve goes long. Paul, even though we're playing on clay, it's been pretty pacey.
Yeah, I think it's a hard packed clay. I think they've gone to great lengths to make it a fairly fast clay surface as opposed to maybe heavily watered, not as tampered down clay. The chairs seem to be rolling beautifully, getting really pure bounces. Have seen very little indications of any. I mean, these are the best clay courts in the world, and of course the crews come out in between sets. Courts are pristine again, so this is the best of the best red clay in the world. I think the players are enjoying it, the surface, despite being clay, some being favoring clay courts. I think they're all really liking the way these courts are playing.
Well, double faults, so service being a little bit elusive
Boy, it's funny because that's typically the gold side for left-handers, is that ad side where they've got that advantage to swing that serve out wide, open up the court. But Van Koot struggling early here with her second double already.
Good aggressive approach from Wang, paying off with the winner.
Yeah, drove that backhand pretty strong there to the forehand side, kind of jumped on Van Koot a little bit. Now she goes to this break point, having double faulted twice here on this side. I don't know if it's the shadows that are bothering her, not quite sure. Desperately needs to get on board here on this side of the court.
Catches net cord. Much better second serve that time from Aniek Van Koot, setting up the point.
Yeah, did exactly what we talked about. Pulled her out wide, had a nice look at that first ball on the backhand side, and as mentioned, very comfortable there to finish the point.
Brings us back to deuce in this opening game. There's a much better serve from Van Koot. And there's a bit of a fist pump, pumping herself up.
Audible come on there, yep. Fully engaged here. She would very much like to get this early hold.
Van Koot finding the range with her serve late in the game. Moving Wang around the playing surface. And it is a service hold for Aniek Van Koot.
Yeah, a couple of wild ground strokes there off the Wang racket. We'll see how she settles in with her first service game. Van Koot fortunate with a couple double faults to get out of that one with a hold.
WANG Ziying to serve.
Wang Ziying to serve in game number 2. Aniek Van Koot with a service hold in game 1 of this best of 3 set contest.
Could see her throw that serve out wide and immediately go to the cross court, expecting that cross court return and looking to get it early. See if that plan continues to play out here.
See Wang's chair position on serve well back from the service line. Double faulting on this occasion.
Yeah, not, you know, most servers, if they feel like the serve is one of their strengths, they'll get closer to that service line and try to get that ball to their opponent as quick as possible. But if they don't feel like the serve is really their strength, then they'll give themselves a little bit of space there to be able to respond to the return. That added depth that she has right there allows a deep return not to tie her up quite as tight.
Good attacking second serve. Sitting up, and she puts it away. Well-crafted point by Aniek Van Koot.
15-30.
We saw that backhand slice that you referred to, Paul. Just long.
Yeah, and when she's pushing in, that's when she's really good with it. You see the error there when she was recovering, not as strong with the backhand slice. A lot of players that use the topspin in that position can just drive a ball up with some spin, stay alive.
Hands that one into the net.
45.
Just a little lack of finish there on that forehand. Just kind of pushed it a little bit. Just didn't kind of come up over, extend out, finish that stroke.
Yes, it's a service hold for Wang Ziying.
1 game all.
And we are 1 game all in the first set. Each athlete holding serve. 1-1 in the first set in women's singles. It's the bronze medal match.
Yeah, neither one of the holds, I mean, it's unique. Neither one of the holds looked convincing. They both got it, but it didn't look like either one of them was just dominating on their service game. It was a matter of other factors. So we'll see how these tentative service games go moving forward in this early part of this first set.
Oh, lovely, lovely placement on that shot by Wang for the point.
That's the look that Wang likes. In the center of the court, the ability there, go inside out, take that ball on that angle. She has that, and she can also do that to the cross-court side as well. Loves to play from that middle and drive the ball to the outer thirds.
Tried to go up the line that time, but
15 all.
that was a bit of an impediment. 15-all. Wang very deep to receive. And a double fault from Van KOOT.
Ladies and gentlemen, please lower your voices. Thank you.
Sharon Berger-Gregorczyk reminding the spectators, respect the athletes. Oh, just out of the reach of Van KOOT.
That ball has a lot of action on it because it really wasn't so amazingly well placed, but it just exploded off the court. Again, showing how hard the courts are, I think, getting good response off the action of the Wang forehand there.
Double break point. Wang Ziying looking for the first service break of the match.
Fourth double fault produces it. That's a bad trend right there. 2 double faults per service game. Got away with it in the first one, but not this time.
Service break for Wang of China. She now leads 2-1 first set.
Thank you.
Bronze medal match, women's singles here at Roland Garros. Wang Ziying of China, Van KOOT of the Netherlands. Wang with a service break, leading 2-1, and she will be on serve here in the 4th game of the first set.
I think about the time we get to our next changeover, we might have full sun.
I was thinking the same thing. If you treat the shadow as a sundial. Time is ticking here in the first set. net. And the return goes wide.
Haven't talked yet about the head-to-heads with these two. They do have some history together. Ultimately, it's Van Koot who's got a 4-2 historical lead in the matchups. We'll get into some of the more recent action that they've had, which has favored Wang. Here in 2024, she's 2-1 up on Van Koot, so she's in a good position, thinking very much be in line for a bronze medal here if pattern holds for 2024.
Hear the anguished scream of disgust from Van Koot after that miss on the previous point. Gets a piece of the net cord. Wang gets. Good chair coverage, good court coverage. Sometimes it just gets a little bit helter-skelter when the ball hits the net cord, Paul, but she responded well.
Yeah, when you're back behind it, yep, if it doesn't really get that dead drop, then it sits up nicely for you. It did on that one. She was able to take advantage of it. Oh, that ball's just got to be punished right there, and Van Koot cannot be happy with that return. That ball sat up nicely on the forehand side.
So a very straightforward service hold for Wang Ziying. Now out to a 3-1 lead in the opening set.
We'll see if Van Koot can get off the 2 double faults per service game trend here. Needs to have a much higher quality service game. Even if she gets broken, just gain the confidence in that stroke.
Please.
We heard this conversation with the chair umpire prior to the match, and Aniek in particular seems to be troubled by spectator sounds in the pre-serve routine. That can kind of get in your head a little bit.
Yeah, you know, and she's an experienced player. I'm kind of disappointed to see something like that allow. It's already in her mind. We're in the coin toss, and that's where your head's at. And I think if I'm thinking that's the way it's going to be, I'm going to be like, you know what? There's going to be spectators moving around in the stands today. I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to be fine with it. I'm not going to prefer it, but I'm not going to let it get to me.
I mean, we are at a Paralympic Games. We are at Suzanne-Longlen. There are going to be spectators here. We've been wanting and hoping for spectators after the pandemic-affected Paralympics in Tokyo. So it is something that the athletes have to adjust to. Of course, the spectators need to be respectful of the athletes. That passing shot attempt goes wide, and
it's a big miss there, because that would have been
30 all.
would have set up another break point.
Yep, 2 of them, right? Yeah, and back to the topic of being distracted by the spectators. One of the #1 rules in sports performance: control what you can control. And you can't control the spectators, but you can control your toss, you can control your arm on the swing. All those things are within your control, but not spectators. So kind of already breaking rule #1. Staying on the shadow line.
And there's a winner for Wang.
Flatten that one out right there. No loop in this backhand. Flattens that out. Got a little bit of topspin to finish, but that ball's on a line. A little bit of help from the let cord.
Break point. Bit of mustard on that serve. And there's a winner. But Paul, back to the point that you were making, we were discussing a moment ago. Yeah, great coach that I had the privilege to work with had a wonderful way of that phrase. Control what you can control. You can't control everything, but what you can control is your reaction to things.
Always, right? Again, these are some of the basic principles of mental performance, especially in athletics.
Service winner for Van KOOT.
Seems to be inspired all of a sudden here.
Exactly that.
A little bit of, you know, and sometimes anger can kind of spurn you on. She certainly looked to be a little bit miffed at herself. And now with that, a little bit of extra, maybe adrenaline pumping. Got a little momentum. Certainly a little bit more acceleration in the serves here, which is a good thing for anybody who's serving, whether you're looking for pace or control with spin. Acceleration is a key.
Van KOOT holds, so she channels that anger into positivity for herself.
And what did she not do? She didn't double fault. And that's how you get a good solid hold and you get yourself settled down here in a 3-2 break.
Spectators enjoying the sunshine at Suzanne Longlen. This hallowed clay.
Wherever I go, whenever there's spectators in the stands, I always am able to find that New York Yankees hat somewhere in the crowd. And being a Boston Red Sox fan, that just drives me crazy. Sorry to have to bring that into everybody's world, but that lady with the New York Yankees hat just kind of set me off.
They're everywhere, it seems, as are the tricolores of France here in Paris. As this game is underway, and a lovely start to the game.
Yeah, well, that was a classic serve +1 there. Swung her out wide on the deuce side. Righty's advantage. Open court, easy forehand winner.
Anticipated well, but just could not get it back over the net.
Some noticeably better swings from Van KOOT right now on both sides. Better commitment, better acceleration, better chair, everything. Uptick.
15-all. Just long with that slice backhand return.
30-15.
You know, I'm seeing Aniek put a really big effort into her movement right now, and that is what helps you translate into the better strokes. Ultimately, it comes down to the chair.
Better chair position, the better you are able to play your stroke.
Yeah, you're just creating energy for yourself, and it starts with your chair movement. And oftentimes when you get lackadaisical and a little loose with your strokes, it's not the stroke, it's the chair. Just like footwork, and when you're there in a better position, put that work in, it kind of sets the tone for everything to follow.
Multiple game points for Wang. And that one was wide, so a relatively trouble-free service hold for Wang Ziying.
Yeah, that's her second one. Back-to-back holds there for her that were pretty easy.
Wang leads 4-2 in this first set of the best-of-3 women's singles bronze medal match. S'il vous plaît. We are, of course, in Paris. Oh, lovely forehand winner from Van Koot.
Best forehand from her so far today. Timed that beautifully. No hesitation. Full commitment.
Absolutely pinned it deep in the corner for the winner. And a double fault for Van Koot. Had some struggles early on with serve, seemed to stabilize it, but a double fault here.
Up to 5 on the match, and the majority of them been on the ad side. Has been the trouble side for her so far.
Fist pump from Wang. She senses that this could be a moment.
15-30.
Already up a game as far as service breaks go.
A lot of internal conversations going on there from Aniek van Koot.
Tried for the cross-court winner, but a little bit too much going for glory on that shot, I think.
Yeah, that was a pretty big rip off a pretty good second serve out wide there by Van Koot. Much needed one, too.
Big point brings us back to 30-30.
Taking some time, using that chair, pushing around. Get some good energy, pre-point energy.
Wang tries to go up the line again for the winner, but this one goes wide as well.
Yeah, not committed to playing on one bounce there. Kind of got caught in between the bounces, and that's what forced the error there. It's really in a good position. Had she pushed up and taken that with commitment on one bounce, I think she would have been better off.
Game point for Van Koot.
The death stare from Aniek van Koot there.
Oh, now how's that for a service winner, return rather?
Yeah, nice adjustment there by Wang. Instead of trying to accelerate through on the cross court, just redirects up the line this time. And with enough pace and depth, really easy, clean winner. See if she continues to make that her #1 choice. She does it on the forehand this time as well.
It really did seem to cross up Van Koot with that shot choice. Advantage Wang.
Yeah, and Van Koot quickly into this point here after 2 return of serve winners off the long racket. Not taking any time, getting right after it here. Interesting. Thought she might have taken some time, gone to the towel. Rushes through that, throws in her 6th double, and really in trouble here in the first set right now.
Another service break for Wang Ziying. She now leads 5-2 in the first set. She will serve for the first set in this bronze medal match in women's singles at the Paralympic Games, Paris 2024.
S'il vous plaît.
WANG Ziying to serve in this women's singles bronze medal match. Enjoying a 5-2 lead in this first set. Serving to try and serve out the set.
Her last 2 service games, rather quick and strong and decisive. We'll see here if it changes with the dynamic of serving out the set.
And that return from Van Koot goes long. Bit of a free point for Wang. We are 15-all. Oh, lovely cross-court shot there from Van Koot.
Very precision-like backhand there. Talked about that in the opening. That is the one on display right there. She's really perfected that return on that deuce side. That's where she plays in doubles. So she's very comfortable on that deuce side return game.
Attacks the forehand for the winner.
Looked comfortable on that ad side return game right there. Back-to-back winners off that side. One up the line and now one cross court.
Well, a break and a service hold. And then this first set takes on a whole new complexion. Multiple break points.
Yeah, the break might be the easier part.
And a very convincing service break for Aniek Van Koot. She's pumping herself up, stays alive in this first set.
Always look at this like a good news, bad news. Good news is you got the break. Bad news is you've been struggling on your serve, and now it's your service game. So we'll see how she settles down here at a critical moment. A must hold.
WANG Ziying enjoying a 5-3 lead in this first set. Aniek Van Koot to serve. There's a service winner, nearly an ace.
Beautiful start to the service game there. Build off that with some confidence. Much more composed now. See, taking the time, not rushing through things.
Oh, hello. Wang deals to that. Serve with a beautiful blistering return.
KOOT wise to continue to go back to that. All right, I'm serving well. If I continue to do that, it's my best chance at success. And KOOT keep throwing those serves in.
Oh my goodness, what a return from WANG Ziying.
Yeah, those responses can be a little bit demoralizing when you finally get the one shot you've been struggling with under control, and then your opponent makes it seem like, yeah, no big deal for me. Get some serves in. I think Wang likes the pace, quite frankly.
I was thinking the same thing. She takes the pace and turns it into return pace. Cross-court return just a little bit long. Van Koot hanging in there, 30-all.
Left. First serve.
Grazing the net. And a very untimely double fault.
And the response to that is interesting.
So it's a break point and a set point for WANG Ziying. And it goes for the winner, but it's wide.
Nice job by Van Koot getting a first serve in there on that big break point.
Back to deuce. Seen Wang do that a couple of times, being maybe a little bit too aggressive with a return winner attempt when maybe the angle is just not there.
Yeah, well, she's staying to her game. I mean, which is aggressive and kind of live with it, die with it. She's staying committed to that approach.
It's been paying dividends for sure in this match. Frustration from Aniek and KOOT. Once again, double faulting to set up a second set point. The anger and the frustration is because you know that's all on you.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, she's been dealing with it from the get-go. Now up to 8 double faults here in this first set alone.
Thank you. Yes.
Wang will get a look at second serve. Oh, terrific winner from Aniek Van Koot.
That was a pressure point right there, one of the longer rallies we've actually had. And Van Koot did a wonderful job there of getting the shot she wanted. Wang playing mostly through the middle there, aggressive, staying on the forehand side, but ultimately Van Koot creating that angle. Finishing nicely. Big point right there.
Sure was. Set saver.
Merci.
Struggles continue on this side of the court. Much better second serve and just wide on the return.
Sigh of relief breathed there from Van Koot, because that was a good look, just missed.
So after surviving 2 set points, now it's game point for Van Koot. Aniek Van Koot showing all of that veteran mettle. Hold herself back into that game and hold serve at a critical time.
Yeah, really showed some composure in the big moments there in a couple of those rallies. And it was the forehand that held up. And now she goes to that break still, you know, down a game, but boy, renewed and into this one. She already got the break to keep in the set. Can she get another one? Things are starting to get interesting here on Susan Longland.
Well, the crew from the Collège Olympique seems to be in the house here in Roland Garros. Spectators enjoying the sunshine, enjoying the very finest in wheelchair tennis, the Paralympic Games.
Yeah, I'm feeling a weekend is beginning atmosphere. Friday.
Exactly that.
It's on. Party time in Paris.
We are nearing the end, sadly, of the Paralympic Games experience, but what an experience it has been for all of us in Paris, the athletes, the spectators. We as people fortunate enough to get the opportunity to do commentary on this. It's been a tremendous experience all around.
100% concur, and now Wang up against this big service game here. Again, a chance for the set. We've talked a lot about the Van Koot serve games, but Wang only serving at less than 45% on her first serve percentage, so she's not exactly been dynamic. And then there, her only second double, but haven't made a lot about her service games. She had a couple of easy holds, but really not looking too proficient.
Another one into the net, so all of a sudden, that impossible to see, but something that you can feel called momentum, slowly swinging in this match. Wang early, but Van Koot with that service hold to take it to 5-4, and now love 30, really applying the pressure to WANG Ziying. And a cross-court winner! Triple break point.
At 30 love there, Van Koot said, you know what, I'm gonna get a good look. She's been coming to this out wide spot. I'm gonna be on it, and she did. Renewed energy from Van Koot all of a sudden.
Oh, but calmly, WANG Ziying rifles one into the corner for a game-saving point. Still multiple breakers, but there's another winner from Wang. Oh, well.
Each time one of these players has looked like they're down, they rally. Big shots and big moments. We saw it from Van Koot to fight off. Now it's Wang's turn.
Huge second serve here. There's the winner, and there's the break, and we are dead even. Aniek Van Koot breaking serve, and we are 5-all in this bronze medal match.
She has rallied. She's done it on both sides of the court under some tough circumstances, but she's gotten to 5-all. The problem with 5-all is that sometimes you relax, having battled so long to get back. You're only at even. That's not the goal. The goal is to get on top. So this hold is a must here to keep the momentum.
Miss.
Don't be satisfied with getting it back to even.
Aniek Van Koot trailed 5-2. He's now brought it all the way back to 5-all, but as Paul said, service hold, that momentum shift we talked about, you want to keep that rolling.
Yeah, oftentimes that 5-2 lead is one of the most deceptive ones in tennis. Players battle back, they get to 5-all, they think they've really accomplished something, and they have, but then next thing you know, 5-6, 5-7. So we'll see how it plays out here.
Aggressive return from Wang, setting up the error.
And she's been able to get the ball on top of Van Koot quickly. She's had a lot of success. When she loops and gives Van Koot time to settle down and line things up, that's when Van Koot's been very good.
Goes for the winner, but it's wide. Again, Wang going straight at her on the return.
Yeah, got a little rush. She's rushing through that, not able to push in and drive through that ball. Kind of on her heels a little bit, sitting in the chair, trying to find that shot down the line, and just a little bit late with it.
Love 30.
Merci, les enfants. Merci.
Defensive fend from Wang, drifts long.
Yeah, that was a good fight off there by Van Koot. I mean, Wang got a pretty good look at that return, drove it at her. Van Koot did a nice job of responding in kind.
So Aniek Van Koot battle back in her last service game, facing break points to seize control and ultimately hold serve. Trying to do similar in this game. Goes for the winner, but it's wide.
He's saying push in, go get it. Don't sit and wait for it. Late, exactly right.
Explain that, Paul. Late.
Meaning she's just waiting on the ball to come to her before she initiates the swing instead of going to get it and being out in front. Especially when you're going down the line. You've got to be out in front. You can't be back behind the ball. You'll be just... You literally are hitting the ball too late to be able to get it into the court. Late is seldom, if ever, good in tennis.
Or in life, generally.
Yeah, right. Isn't that the truth?
Multiple break points.
Please.
Again, Wang going for the winner, just long.
Nice gift there.
Still a break point.
This match has all been about handling those early shots, handling the serves, handling the returns.
And talk about handling a return for the break. Paul Walker prescient.
6 games to 5.
Huge break for Wang. She will serve for this first set.
Yep, for the moment, the momentum shifts back to the China player. Now, her job to get the hold and close it out, or we go breaker.
6-5, Wang leads in this bronze medal match.
Thank you. Merci. Les joueurs sont prêts. Merci.
First set of this women's bronze medal match. WANG Ziying, the People's Republic of China, versus Aniek Van Koot of the Netherlands. Wang leading it 6-5 on serve with a chance, if she can hold, to claim the first set of this best of 3.
Rallies like this have tended to favor Van Koot. We'll see if that holds.
Well, just getting a piece of the line. That was close.
La 15.
I think tactically, Aniek is a smarter player, has a little bit more of a tactical understanding, and with time and and points as they extend. She's able to maneuver the ball around better than Wang.
Forehand up the line for the left-hander Van Koot for the winner.
Ultimately, I think the short points favor Wang, long points favor Van Koot.
Van Koot trying to force this into a tie break. Goes for the winner, but just wide. Had a great look.
Yeah, and she could probably afford to waste one there and take a rip at it. Try to get that triple break point, but now things get a little interesting. Can she stay fully committed to these returns? Wang continues to stay below 50% on that first serve, and again, that's not going to bode well for this match.
And there's another return for a winner from Aniek Van Koot. As quickly as that, multiple break points to send us to a tie break.
And that's why the first serve percentage is so important. I mean, these players, once that first serve is missed, they're just in a offensive mode.
Once again, the forehand thundering for the winner. And we are going to a tie break in this women's singles bronze medal match.
Yeah, we talked so much in the opening about the return of serve in wheelchair tennis, and look what's been on display here. Down the stretch, it's been about breaks of serve, and the inability to hold in the big moments. Advantage returner. A little less impactful here on the tiebreakers because just a couple of serves apiece here. First to 7, win by 2. All the errors magnified now in the tiebreaker.
Just long.
First error there.
1-0. Van Koot.
It's not typical that somebody comes out and just blows somebody out, winner, 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 winner down the stretch. It's typically about who produces the most unforced errors in these moments. And the other player gets the benefit of that.
The early advantage goes to Van Koot in this tie break.
2-0.
Mini break. Leading 2-0. And that backhand slice drifting just long. Had Wang beaten, but just a little drift. Great return from Wang. Anticipated it really well. 2-2. Mini break evened out. There's a very good approach. Good get from Wang.
A lot of angle to work with. Takes the line instead.
A deep approach from Van Koot. setting up the point.
Round
Makes
call.
no mistake. Service over. Wang to serve, 2-3. And Wang had no answer. Definitely got crossed up.
4-2.
Anticipating Van KOOT coming in the other direction. Just couldn't make the move. 4-2.
Well, we're pretty balanced here in this tiebreaker. It's been 3 unforced errors and 3 winners, so pretty good cross-section of everything. Both players coming out early with a few unforced errors, and then both players settling down. The last 2 winners going to Van KOOT.
Change of ends at 6 points. And Nick Van KOOT's feeling it now.
5-2.
The scream of, come on!
Wang was not committed to that first forehand. She opened up the court, just was a little bit tentative and didn't get that ball up the line as much as she had earlier in the match. And now that might be costly.
Thank you.
Aniek Van KOOT at one point in this first set trailed 5 games to 2. Had set points against her. Now with a 5-2 lead and can outright steal this first set.
Big time second serve there from Aniek Van KOOT.
6-2.
Big time second
Round
serve.
call.
Multiple set points for Aniek Van KOOT of the Netherlands.
Thank you.
Wang set that up very, very well.
Now there's the forehand up the line she needed earlier in this tiebreak. Might come a little bit too late.
Round call.
Set it up with a deep approach into the corner, went up the line successfully, but still facing multiple set points.
There it is.
Fantastic return and a winner for the first set.
Round call.
Aniek Van
7
KOOT
games to 6.
with a huge comeback in this first set, claims it in the tiebreak. She takes the first set of this best of 3 women's singles bronze medal match.
And appropriately, it's the backhand on the biggest point of the set that she drills into the corner.
7-6, first set in the books in this women's singles bronze medal match. Aniek Van KOOT takes it 7-6.
Despite some service struggles from both players, it's Van KOOT who comes through and gets that first set. Impressive down the stretch there. What a comeback. You've talked about it from down 5-2. Stayed with it despite some real frustrations in that first set.
So enjoy the view of the world's most famous roundabout. Circling the Arc de Triomphe as we enjoy some of that action from this first set, Paul.
Yeah, it was all going in favor from Wang in the first set, early parts. But then it just changed enough. She allowed Van KOOT to hang out. Didn't take advantage of a couple of set point opportunities. And you let a veteran like that stay in the match, stay in the set, she'll find the range. Forehand down the line coming up here. With the forehand, as much as we've talked about her backhand, it was the steady forehand, I think, that really kept her in it. There's the set point, just painted into the corner.
There's only one city on earth that we could be in. The iconic Eiffel Tower. Still adorned with the rings from the Olympic Games.
Yeah, I saw an article the other day, I don't know if we talked about that, where they're talking about keeping the Olympic rings on the Eiffel Tower, and I think it's a little bit of a controversial thing. You know, are they going to keep it pristine the way it's always been historically, or right now there's talks about keeping the rings on there? Interesting. See how that unfolds for the city of Paris. Any way you slice it, it's a beautiful view.
No doubt about that. The most visited city on earth, the city of Paris, and fans have come from around the world for the Paralympic Games to support their athletes. And I think the thing for me, Paul, and you've made similar comments, is how the French public have supported not only their own athletes, but every athlete. They have wholeheartedly embraced the Paralympic Games, and the athletes certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, I was at home, of course, watching a lot of the Olympics, and I was just amazed at the support and enthusiasm and everything like that. And you wonder, well, is it going to be a replica here at the Paralympic Games? And it sure has been. And again, I'll just say and give my gratitude to the city of Paris and the country of France for just doing a remarkable job in both of the games, both Olympic and Paralympic now.
Aniek van Koot had a comeback in that first set, showing all of her veteran experience. Down 5-2, and just fought her way back into it. Big service break, really setting up that comeback, and then the tie break. Just really in command.
Yeah, a couple early errors by Wang to start off the tie break, and then it was some winners. And KOOT really taking over, ultimately closing it out on the beautiful backhand return.
Nice that we're using the umbrellas today to have shade instead of defend from the rain. We had some rain in previous days' matches, and roofs were closed, but the roof wide open at Suzanne Lenglen today in the beautiful sunshine in Paris. We are all enjoying it. Late summer and now a tinge of early autumn creeping in. The athletes return to the field of play for set number 2 of this best of 3.
I think KOOT's got to start this set with some great energy and true belief here that she can go get this bronze medal. After a battle back like that in the first, you've got to be invigorated. It really is up to Wang now and how she responds.
1 to serve.
Had control of the first set, lost it. Can she reestablish herself here?
WANG Ziying to serve to open set number 2. Aniek van Koot, 1-0 in the lead, and there's a winner to open the second set for the athlete from the Netherlands. Starting the second set as she ended the first.
Yeah, it's a very loose left arm from Aniek van Koot right now. Really smooth, fluid, getting through that ball.
An entirely different demeanor than we saw from her early in set number 1. Looking much more composed.
Winner, winner, winner to start off set number 2 here.
Peace.
Chicken dinner cannot be far away.
Can't be. No doubt a lovely sauce over the top. Maybe some beautifully...
Little béarnaise.
Oh, nice potatoes of some sort. 4 winners in a row to open up second set.
Game. Van
A
Koot.
very tasty first game for Aniek van Koot of the Netherlands.
You know we're going to be sitting here for a little while. You can't be talking food like that and getting me going.
Van Koot taking game 1 in set number 2 of this bronze medal match.
With this renewed energy, if she can get a quick hold here, you almost could see this match just going fast in favor of Van Koot. Wang has got to get something going soon.
Wang had the momentum in the first half of the first set, and then it's like a switch flipped. And it has been all Aniek van Koot since then. There's an answer from Wang.
Much needed.
Line 15.
One thing about Wang Ziying, her demeanor is really consistent. Doesn't seem to get too high, doesn't seem to get too low. But she's going to need to do
15.
more than have consistent demeanor. You have to make some shots.
Yeah, and when you see players like that, that externally you can't read that. You wonder what's really happening internally. So are they just internalizing it, everything? You know, Van Koot very much, the emotions are on the sleeve.
Yeah, we don't have to guess.
No guessing. So I think sometimes they have an advantage of being able to get those emotions out and express it. Whereas with somebody like Wang who doesn't show it externally, I think she's churning on the inside
15.
and is just in just as much turmoil.
Well, there's no doubt that both athletes know the match situation. And you're absolutely right, Paul. Wang internally will know that she had that first set well in her grasp and it eluded her. So a real challenge of mental toughness is that error off the racket drifts off the court, and quickly Van Koot out to a 40-15 lead, multiple game points here in the second game of this second set.
It was the emotions of Van Koot, the anger really, that got her dialed in here in that first set. She was able to channel that.
McEnroe-esque.
Yeah, and it wasn't over the top. You could just tell she was frustrated. She knew she's capable of better, and she just demanded of herself. And I think getting that frustration out was what led to her comeback.
Wang sees off 1 game point. Tough return, but a good one. But there's the winner from Van Koot.
Game. Van Koot.
Aniek van Koot racing away to a 2-love lead in the second set.
And imagine that, 5 out of 5 first serves. A renewed and reinvigorated player right now, and the forehand is loose and whippy, flowing right now. Everything flowing for Aniek van Koot.
6 consecutive games won by Aniek van Koot of the Netherlands. And then you throw in the tiebreak on top of that. She is
Thank you.
absolutely on fire.
Players are ready. Thank you.
1 point. Van Koot trailed 5-2 in the opening set. Wang had multiple set points. Van Koot fought those off. He
15.
has reeled off 6 in a row. Goodness, that's very uncharacteristic from Wang.
Just looking at some of the stats here, and Van Koot's up to 16 forehand winners. As her forehand goes, she goes. I mean, it's the backhand, which is her rock. It's the forehand that can fluctuate. When the forehand's on, most players facing Aniek van Koot might be in a little bit of trouble.
Forehand, a real attacking weapon for Van Koot.
15, 30.
Double fault there. Wang looking to right the ship here. That won't help. Attack on the second serve return from Aniek van Koot.
Yeah, no hesitation there. Look at that. You know, I used the word commitment, right? That was full commitment to that. Whether that was going to be a winner or an error, it didn't matter. That's what confidence will bring into your game.
Multiple break points.
And that was not commitment. That was trying to kind of massage that forehand up the line, and that's not good enough right now.
Another game for Aniek van Koot of the Netherlands, and now she leads 3 games to love. Second set of this best of 3.
They've gone quickly here in this second set. It's like bang, bang, boom, 3-love.
Discussion here. Confirmation that it is 3 games to love. Set number 2 of the women's singles bronze medal match from the Paralympic Games, Paris 2024.
Ladies and gentlemen, take your seats quickly, please. Thank you.
The Van Koot Express is absolutely rolling.
Can you please
Roland Garros. 7 consecutive games won for Aniek van Koot of the Netherlands, who has turned this match around in the most dramatic of ways. Best of 3 sets, leading 1 set to love, leading 3 games to love in set number 2 and on serve. Wang Ziying has shown this flash of real capability on those service returns.
Yeah, can she sustain it? I mean, that's what she needs to do. She needs to start swinging out a little bit, trying to put the pressure back on Van Koot. But can she sustain that? Big ask. It's her best way back in to the match. Because, again, the longer points, it's not like she's a rallier. The longer points have favored Van Koot. She's got to slug it out. But, boy, that's, you don't deal with a lot of margin there when you're making those big-time commitments to those shots.
Yeah, definitely higher risk shots to attack. High risk, high reward. It's the calculation that all athletes make. It's always considered risk, 15 all. That one is going to drift long. You can see Aniek remonstrating with herself. Had it kind of set up, but just didn't execute.
Yep, but I like her response ultimately. A little chat and then moved on with good energy. So she's really got things flowing in her favor right now. Everything pretty much under control.
Another excellent return for a winner from Wang.
She's got to be able to deal with that, understanding that Wang is going to be able to produce some of those shots, but got to ask, can she sustain it? Typically, the answer is no. A lot of players can flash for a moment or two, but over the long haul, tough.
Multiple break points for Wang Ziying. Has not won a game since 5-2, the first set. But she wins this one. Service break for Wang Ziying. Desperately needed it.
Van Koot leads by 3 games to 1.
If there was ever a time for her to have a big-time service game, it's now.
Van Koot leads it 3-1, second set of this best-of-3 bronze medal match, women's singles at the Paralympic Games.
Van Koot has been good on the return games of late. Let's see if that pattern holds. Not a good start there on the service game for Wang. She's going to get back into this service game of hers. She's going to have to really up the quality.
There's a winner up the line from Van Koot. There's a huge difference between 2-3 and 4-1.
Massive, yep. That ball sitting up nicely. Aniek is showing that she's very capable of handling that today.
Get from Van Koot.
Little late again.
Oh, just a little late, exactly that fall.
15-30.
Again, she could use the pace of Wang there. If she just gets out in front with that, she can redirect easily into that open court. Shorten the backswing just a little.
And an error from Wang at a very inopportune time. Multiple breakers for Van Koot.
Speaking of late, yeah. Now she's rushing a little bit in moments when she shouldn't be.
Van Koot on the prowl, and there it is, another break. Aniek Van Koot bringing the finishing line into view now.
Breaks have come quickly off the racket of Van Koot. She's made mincemeat of the Wang service games, the last two in this set.
Fantastic crowd at Suzanne Longlen enjoying this bronze medal match, women's singles. Wheelchair tennis at the Paralympic Games, Paris 2024. Really been two matches within one. First half of the match was all WANG Ziying. In the first set, 5-2, had set point. Aniek Van Koot has come roaring back. Winning that first set in a tiebreak. Now leading 4-1 in the second set. There we can see the scoreline. 7-6 in the first. Van Koot up 4-1 in the second. She is on serve. And she is absolutely on a roll.
Fully in command right now. But right now is an interesting statement because Wang was fully in command at 5-2 in the first set. Tennis is a funny sport.
Things can change in a heartbeat. There is no doubt. There's a winner to start the proceedings for Wang.
The luxury right now that Van Koot has is if Wang has a couple of good return games or something, that she's got the luxury of knowing that she's broken Wang easily from Wang's service games. Fall back on that.
She'll be disappointed she had open court and a winner in her sights, but she nets it. Wang going for the winner, but long.
15-30.
Van Koot. Her emotions are always on her sleeve. That's what we like about her.
Yeah, it's easy for us to look down at a player like Aniek Van Koot and kind of know what's going on there.
Excellent get. Stays in the point, but not for long. Aniek Van Koot putting that one away with a really strong forehand.
All set up with the beautiful backhand down the line to stretch Wang out, create opening. No hesitation there with the forehand. Winner tally continues to grow. Approaching 20 winners now for Aniek van
Les
Koot.
enfants, s'il vous plaît.
30 all. And a service winner for Van Koot.
Yeah, you could see that ball skip off the line and really dive. That's what happens on the line shots. When you catch enough of it, it doesn't bounce up, it kind of skids. Couldn't be any better there for Van Koot.
Game point for the athlete from the Netherlands. This a chance to go up 5-1. Oh, fights off that backhand, steers it wide. So we go to deuce.
Deuce.
Wang just seemed to tie her up a little bit with that return, Paul.
Yeah, a little bit. Got into her. She seems to be really moving beautifully right now. In control of both sides of her game. Backhand, forehand. That's that backhand that just carves out onto the deuce side of the right-handers. She's perfected it.
Advantage, Ranko.
Game point. And that will do it for Aniek van Koot.
Ranko.
1 game away from claiming the bronze medal for the athlete from the Netherlands.
Leads by 5 games to 1.
7-6 in the first set, now leads the second set, 5-1. Van Koot leading Wang.
Service game has really improved for Van Koot over the course and the length of this match. Struggles early, somehow she found rhythm and really looking strong on the service game now as well. She's been dominant on the return games.
Wang Ziying serving to open this game,
15.
trailing 1-5. Up against it, Aniek van Koot absolutely firing. Jumping all over that return, even though the serve was long. Van Koot on the prowl. Oh, marginally long on the return. Aniek van Koot's feeling it right now.
Yeah, she is, and you know it's a blessing and a curse, because sometimes when you're feeling it and they just don't find the court, do you start to question it, back off, which is the worst thing you can typically do. Wang in a much bigger hole than what Van Koot was in the first set.
That's a good point. It was a 5-2 comeback in the first set. 5-1 the score here.
Got to help yourself.
30-15.
Can't be giving those free ones back.
$30-15. Huge point here for Wang. Oh, lovely cross-court winner from Wang Ziying.
Finds the range there. Again, you couldn't tell based on her response.
It was a beauty.
Please.
Multiple game points for Wang. That one goes long. Here come on from Van Koot.
40-30.
Winner. We're deuce.
Too easy right here for Van Koot. Look at that little extra chair work to create the space, get the extension. That's easy for her to roll that ball up the line. Inside out this time for the winner.
It is bronze medal point.
Advantage. Bangkok.
Tough spot here for Wang. Desperately needs a first serve right here.
Spectators at Suzanne Longlen trying to rally Wang.
Merci. S'il vous plaît. Merci.
Does not get the first serve. You can only expect that Van Koot is gonna get after this return. Just a matter of where she takes it.
And it goes into the court. It was long on the serve regardless. Arms in the air for Aniek van Koot. She has won the bronze medal in wheelchair tennis women's singles at the Paralympic Games Paris 2024. Congratulations to her. Great comeback to take out this match.
Yeah, big time heart exhibited by Aniek van Koot there, the veteran of so many Paralympic Games. And she tacks on another medal to her long list of medal accomplishments at Paralympic Games. She now moves into second place all time by herself for most Paralympic medals won. 7.
Trailed 5-2 in the first set. And then the switch flipped. Took out the first set, 7-6 in a tiebreak, 6-1 in the second. Straight sets victory. And the Dutch flags will be flying. Aniek van Koot, our bronze medal winner in women's singles.
Great hug there from Coach Robin van Beveren. As it is always, we talk about it, a team effort to get to a place like this.
Hugs aplenty and disappointment, I'm sure, for Wang Ziying. She competed credibly, and she's got a smile on her face as she moves from the field of play. She gave her all.
Doesn't leave the games empty-handed, as she secured bronze in the women's doubles. So goes away with some very much deserved and much earned hardware.
She acknowledges the support of the fans, and now everybody's going to have a role.
Lads looking up at the big screen. Is that me? Oh yeah, it's you, little buddy.
The Dutch orange and the Dutch flag flying at Suzanne Longlen. Aniek van Koot claiming the bronze medal for the Netherlands.
She fought through it today, did not have it going early, was struggling, questioning herself, somehow was able to dig down deep, get the job done in an hour and 24 minutes. And that most of that hour 24 was spent in the first set. That second set moved rather rapidly, all in favor of Van Koot.
See the edge in receiving points won so often, a difference maker. That forehand was working for Van Koot, especially in the second set.
Yeah, she really got that return game going, and that was where the foundation of her game was today, which allowed her to settle down. I think ultimately once she got those return games in order, that allowed her to settle down on her serve games. Talked about the double faults early. 8 in the first set, 0 in the second. Really impressive getting that game under control. And now all smiles here from Aniek van Koot.
You can see the AVK being engraved on these wonderful souvenirs. There's a nice catch deep in the stands. Well played. I'd really like to see an athlete kind of launch one right out of the park, wouldn't you?
A little bit. There's somebody outside the stadium
get
too.
it.
Fellas like, here, you take that one.
Souvenirs to remember, moments to remember. As we see the confirmation. Aniek van Koot claiming the bronze medal. Gold medal match between De Groot and Kimiji. That will form our podium.
Just getting underway. Yeah, about ready to crank. So We'll have it all decided here soon enough, but we know what's been decided here on Susan Longland. Medal, Paralympic medal number 7 for Aniek van Koot. What a great career she's had. Grand Slam champion, doubles champion at Paralympic Games, silver medalist in singles, now a bronze medal.
An incredible resume.
Got to be a pretty display case back at home in the Netherlands somewhere.
We're going to need to put another wing on the trophy case, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for all the fantastic tennis so far today. But we still have plenty more to come on Suzanne Longland.
A gorgeous picture of Suzanne Longland as we reflect on what was an intriguing bronze medal match.
There's the example of the return game that was so dominant for Van Koot once she got things under control there in the first set. Second set was a breeze. Not enough highlights for Wang throughout the entirety of this match. Moments, but not sustained moments. Disappointing end to the match there with the double fault. Van Koot would have much preferred that forehand winner as a memory, but she'll take it one way or the other.
Aniek van Koot claiming the bronze medal at Paris 2024. And the Dutch brigade hits the red clay at Roland Garros.